Ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin. Everybody in the room? Mike, I know what you go through. Oh my God, son of a gun. All right, guys, everybody comfortable? You all got seats? You all got pieces of carpet? All right, here we go. This is the way it works. Adequate notice of this December the 20th, 2017 meeting has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by posting written notice and agenda of this meeting on the bulletin board in this municipal building, 1000 Route 10, Township of Hanover, and by hand delivering, mailing, or faxing such notice and agenda to the following newspapers: Morris County's Daily Record, the Star Ledger, Hanover Eagle, and by filing same with the Township Clerk. May I have a roll call?
On roll call, Committeeman Gallagher.
Here.
Committeeman Ferramosca.
Here.
Committeeman Bruno.
Here.
Committeeman Coppola.
Here.
And Mayor Francioli.
Here.
5 members in attendance, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, youngsters, if you all may please rise and join us for a prayer and for our Pledge of Allegiance, please. Mr. Ferramosca.
Almighty God, we ask that you bless this governing body with an abundance of wisdom and understanding so that every deliberation will result in actions which will promote the common good and the general welfare for all of the people of Hanover Township. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Wow, we have a full house tonight, and we've got some wonderful things tonight. We've got some wonderful awards for you as well. We're going to do that momentarily. But right now, we have a very special presentation we'd like to make for a gentleman that we all know in our community here. And we want to recognize his longtime service, and that gentleman by the name of Carmen Blandino. Mr. Blandino has been so very active in this town over the years, certainly with the Knights of Columbus. And, Carmen, you and I certainly would know, between Frank Manganelli, yourself, and I, would go back to a long time with the KSC. You've been a wonderful, wonderful support of the KSC all through these years, all the functions and events that you've run, all of the charitable involvements that you've had. And your township would like to recognize that right now, and your township would like to present you with some awards. But I'm going to let those people that work so very closely with you over the years do that presentation. So I'm going to ask the administrator, Mr. Giorgio, one of our fellow Knights as well, and I'm going to ask Mr. Coppola, right, Committeeman Coppola, also to join in with that in saluting you. So on that basis, George?
Yep. Thank you.
Carmen, please come forward.
Why don't we go in the front? George.
Please be seated.
Yes, we're presenting this to Carmen, the pillar and cornerstone of the Hanover Township community in high esteem and gratitude. For 41 years and counting of outstanding achievements and faithful service as a charter member and officer of Little Dancy Council 6904, the KFC. Furthermore, faithful navigator and trustee in Monsignor John J. Sheridan Assembly 673 and trustee of Our Lady Mercy Church. This is a nice tribute to Carmen. I'm glad to see many of our brother Knights here. But this don't tell the whole story. Carmen was also a district deputy. He was also on the staff for the state deputy, the highest area that you can be in New Jersey. Okay, and I have to say that Carmen and Frank Manganelli were my mentors when I became a district deputy. If it wasn't for these guys, that every time I needed to know something, they were my advice and that kind of guided me through the process. So Carmen, this means a lot for all of us, to you. I know, pretty much all of your brothers up on the dais too, so God bless for you, and our best over with you. She's not here.
And the second present. Carmen also was a dedicated member of the United States Air Force. And as a veteran, we're presenting him with this American Eagle with the inscription which reads as follows: presented to Carmen Blandino in recognition of his distinguished service as a United States Air Force veteran from the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover.
Congratulations, Carmen.
Ron,
God bless.
will you say something to Carmen? Will you say something to Carmen?
Absolutely.
I want to say something to Carmen. Why? You know, before we conclude with Carmen, I would just like to say that I consider Carmen a dear friend. He's become very close to me and my family. He's an uncle. He's a brother. He's a mentor. Carmen, I'm so glad that you're part of my life. You're a great guy, and I love you. Thank you. Congratulations.
You certainly can. Would you like a microphone? What do you want to do? Carmen, thank you. God bless you. You take pictures?
Yeah.
Carmen,
They
did
with Joe and...
did Jim get picked? Carmen, did Jim get pictures?
Yes.
Did Jim get? Yes.
We're good.
You want to do an introduction?
Yes.
All right.
Carmen.
Carmen, what?
Carmen. This is special delivery. from-
Special delivery from Ace. Merry Christmas, Carmen. Thank you.
Good night, Carmen.
Okay.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to turn the floor over to Committeeman Gallagher for a little special event here. Mr. Gallagher.
Okay, thanks, Ron. We have a special musical performance tonight of holiday songs by the members of the Memorial Junior School Viking Vocals under the direction of Mr. Ray Uwe. Mr. Uwe?
Oh, boy. When is that going to happen?
He's going to get a cue on the last song, so I'll give him a cue.
I'm thinking ahead when they had them stay outside. You're right. We should have
This doesn't look too
Yes, sir. There's somebody standing on a chair left back of the
too
room.
well organized.
That's not a good thing. There's a woman in the back near the, right under the...
You know what?
I'm afraid she's going to fall.
I know. But if you comment now, you're going to...
Okay, all right. Let it roll.
That best she falls.
Where's one of the Eight.
Hello, Christine.
How are you? Hey, guys.
Hi, guys. Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Wow, they got a nice sized group.
Oh, my God.
Nice.
The day that we had people stand on here.
I didn't tell you that we should get the single and standing song. How they doing? We should have this as a tradition. We better start playing soon.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When we used to go on, especially
I need some paper.
Okay? Yes, we're all set. All right.
Our first song is Silver Bells.
City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, eating smile after smile. And on every street corner you'll hear silver bells, silver bells, silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, ring-a-ling, hear them sing, soon it will be Christmas Day. Strings of street lights, even stoplights, blink a bright red and green as the shoppers rush home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, see the kids bunch. This is Santa's big scene, and above all this bustle, you'll hear silver bells, silver bells, silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, ring-a-ling, hear them sing. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Soon it will be Christmas Day.
Our next song is Holly Jolly Christmas.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet. Oh, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you, kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and in case you didn't hear, oh my golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year.
Our next song is Jingle Bell Rock.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime and jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. What a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away.
is Let It Snow.
The weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Our next song is Island of Misfit Toys.
We're on the island of misfit toys. Here we don't want to stay. We want to travel with Santa Claus in his magic sleigh. A pack full of toys means a sack full of joys for millions of girls and for millions of boys. When Christmas Day is here, the most wonderful day of the year. A Jack in the Box waits for children to shout, wake up, don't you know that it's time to come out? When Christmas Day is here, the most wonderful day of the year. Toys galore, scattered on the floor. There's no room for more, and it's all because of Santa Claus. A scooter for Jimmy, a dolly for Sue, the kind that believe and say how do you do. When Christmas Day is here, the most wonderful day of the year. Or a choo-choo with scorpions under caboose, or watermelon let's choose jelly, we're all misfits. And we're on the island of unwanted toys, we'll miss all the fun with the girls and the boys. When Christmas Day is here, the most wonderful, 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 wonderful day of the year.
Our next song is White Christmas.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the tree horses be white.
Our next song is We Wish You a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin, good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We all know that Santa's coming, we all know that Santa's coming, we all know that Santa's coming and soon we'll be here. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin, good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Our last song is Here Comes Santa Claus.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Blitzen, blitzen, and all his reindeer pulling on the reins. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. So turn your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's full of good toys, good boys and girls again. Jingle, jangle, all was good for sight. Look in that and cover your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! How is everybody doing tonight? And there's him.
Sorry. Fix it. I'm still the nice person.
Hope everyone's doing good tonight. Hope everyone's being good the rest of the week. I should be here, what, another couple of days? So, a couple days, a couple nights, whatever. So,
Santa, thank you for coming. Thank you, Santa.
you want all our wishes?
Great job. But it clears out, I'll thank you. When everybody clears out a little bit, I'll thank you. But great job, Mr. Early. You guys are great. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
want to do? You want to hit it? I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Michael, that was one of your students. I have to tell you, you couldn't pay for that. That was absolutely incredible, guys. You did a great job. Fantastic. Very, very nice.
That gets in the Christmas spirit.
We all thank you.
You know what? I
you.
want to say something to Mr. Rui too, because as you know, my mom taught Memorial Junior for 28 years, vocal music, and she would have been very happy to hear her students' children singing as good as you did tonight. You guys were great. Thank you, Mr. Rui. Thank you, Mr. Wasco. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. And thank you very much. Merry Christmas, guys.
Should be an annual event.
That was great. Hey, you do those songs.
Call to order, roll call, prayer and pledge to the leader.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Thank you, guys. Right on. Hey, Merry Christmas. Great job. Great job. You got it, man. Thank you.
An annual event.
I'm so happy. Cheers up.
There's my water inside.
I'll get it for you.
Santa Claus.
Very nice. Absolutely. Sit down, relax.
Do you want officially thank Santa Claus? You want officially thank Santa Claus? Here you go. Officially thank Santa Claus.
Where is he?
He's probably working the hallway now.
Where is he?
Get him in.
Santa Claus. He left.
Let's put him under the podium.
Thank you. Thank you. Bob, you want to be ready? Attention! Okay, guys, we're ready for the. Wasn't that great? We're ready for the next. Did you all say hello to Santa Claus? Did you get a chance? Santa, wherever you are out in the hallway, you did a fantastic job. We thank you.
He's coming back in.
Oh, is he coming back in?
He's coming back in. He just wants to say, wish everybody a very Merry Christmas.
I hope he's got to get back to the North Pole, so we don't have much time for him.
Leave.
Where is he? Santa, where are you?
He probably has a lot of packing to do now, right? Because he's almost ready.
We had the chief trying to summon Santa.
Okay, what we'd like to do, we have another special night. This is quite a big night. We should do this every season, I'll tell you. Very good.
Why not?
Okay, tonight we have the presentation for our youngsters of certificates of merit to the undefeated Flight 1 Hanover Township Blue Panthers, the U15 girls, and the Hanover Avalanche U11 girls being named the Morris County YSA 2017 Fall Championships, the county level flight championships, and I think that's absolutely sensational.
There he is, coming to the podium now.
Santa? Santa's coming back? Santa's back. Santa. Nice job. Santa, you did a fantastic job. We know you got to get back to the North Pole. You know, I hope your reindeers aren't double parked out there, are they?
They're just up and above.
Oh, well, because we can take care of that for you. All right,
I
so
appreciate that, Mayor.
we really appreciate it, and we're going to see you next year, I hope.
Absolutely.
We'll all be good,
Just send me a reminder.
especially this group. Okay.
Thank you, Santa. Thank you, thank you, Santa.
I'm going to hand the program over to Mr. Robert Bruno, whom most of you may know, who is our Director of Recreation, a committeeman on our Township Committee. Going to be leaving us shortly, but he'd like the honor of doing some presentations to you. So, Mr. Bruno.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the fun part of the job, and the fact that we have 4 teams. I think the mayor started mentioning 2 of the teams and then got interrupted by Santa. So we have the Blue Devils, the Avalanche, the Strikers, and the Panthers are all here this evening. Fantastic. We're so happy to have you here. And again, this is the great part of the job where we get to recognize the youth of Hanover for some of their accomplishments. In this case, we had both the choir that was fantastic, and now we have some sports teams that have done a tremendous job. Just a little bit about the program from my perspective. Of course, the program can't be run without the administrators, so Mr. Anthony Coppola and Tim Donahue, want to recognize them. I know the tremendous amount of time and effort they put in, the phone calls, the emails, the registration process. None of this could happen without them, so big round of applause. They've really grown the program. I know it was started by Ed Bonder, I believe, in 1992. I think there were 1 or 2 teams at that point, and Ed had some kids who were pretty good athletes, wanted to give them the opportunity to play travel soccer. That's now grown to 17 travel teams, over 600 kids in the soccer program. One of the things that I know that Anthony and Tim have spearheaded is bringing in professional trainers. Everybody gets an hour a week with the Red Bulls, a Red Bull trainer. And I know that the success has really started to show, really started to grow because the amount of time and effort and intensity that gets put into soccer, just a great game. So one of the things I just want to mention to the kids, I know how hard you all work, and certainly it's not all about winning. But if winning didn't matter, they wouldn't keep score, right? And all the scores are online. They're on the internet. So let's face it, winning does matter. Matters a little bit anyway. Not to say that you can't get a lot out of sports if you don't win, and there's a lot of teams that aren't here tonight, but perhaps a little extra work, whatever it may have taken to get you guys here as flight champions. So again, we have 4 teams that were flight champions. That's winning out of 10 games that you play, more games than the other teams. So congratulations there. Also, special thanks to the coaches, volunteer coaches putting in time. I do the same. I have a daughter playing U14, and I know how much work it takes. Between the lineups, the substitutions, the injuries, the complaints that you hear, the officials making bad calls, it never ends. But it's just not possible. You couldn't do it if you had to have professional coaches. It would just be, the pricing would just be astronomical. So again, last thing for the kids, enjoy it. I played a lot of sports in town, never played soccer, but football, basketball, baseball, and most often I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I can tell you about my high school football and baseball games like it was yesterday. So you remember these times and enjoy them. Really appreciate the wins, and make sure you thank your parents for all the sacrifices that they've done. So without any further delay, we'll bring up one team at a time. I think we'll go in age order. So can we have the U9 boys, the Hanover Strikers, and their coaches come up first? I'm going to be assisted by John Faramosca. John's up for re-election next year. Please keep that in mind. Shameless plug. It is political after all. So the Strikers were led by Gerard Ruggiero, Luciano Ignaza, and Paul Saliani Jr. Thanks, guys. got a certificate for each of the kids. We didn't go for more than that. We do want to keep your taxes down. We're very cognizant of that, but it's certainly suitable for framing if you'd like to do so. Conrad Garrity. Where's Conrad? Come on, Conrad. Ryan Hire. Oh, Ryan. I know you guys. Oh, there he is, hiding behind his iPhone. Joseph Ignaza. Where's Joseph? Good job, Joseph. William Lee. All right, here we go, William.
Good job.
Brandon Leone. Jonathan Ming. Evan Mazziro. Alex Fremar. Good job, Alex. Gabriel Saliani. Matthew Turnbull. Paul Wabnitz Fox.
Congratulations, man.
The coaches, again, guys, thanks very much. Oh, guys, back up, guys.
Team shot, team photo, team photo.
Photographer from Sports Illustrated here. We don't want to miss the photographer. Come on back up, guys. Coaches, too. Ryan in front. Come on over here. Get in there. We got Mr. Hire. Come right in front. All right, boys. You can stick around or go home and finish your homework. It's up to you.
Great program. Great program.
Can we get the U10 boys up next, the Blue Devils? The Blue Devils are led by Nick Rizzatello, Christopher Kelly, and David Spagnolo. Let's start with Marco Buonato. Come on, Marco. Marco's not here. I know Marco. Evan Conklin.
Good job.
Joey Fisher. Jason Griffin.
Good job.
Marco Ippolito. Gavin Kelly. Milan Lopez Tassan. How do I do with the name? Pretty close? Pretty close? Giovanni Palumbo. Derek Ryder. Rocco Rizzatello. Nicholas Chitansky.
Congratulations.
Jacob Spagnolo. And Adam Perchinsky.
Coaches.
Yes, Coach Nick Rizzatello. Sorry, we didn't call that up. Christopher Kelly. Of course, this is Mr. Kelly's full-time job. His part-time job, principal of the high school. So he'll be here for years to come. And David Spagnolo. Thanks. Come on, we're gonna get a picture. Come on, Brad.
Good job, guys.
Okay, the U11 girls, the Avalanche. Coaches, Michael Milano, John DeMuzio, Ronnie Sorrell, and Anthony Cucino. Come on up, guys. Girls, all the homework done? No homework this week? What's going on at the Memorial Junior High? We don't go to Here we go. Salem? Homework this week? I thought you were superintendent. Skate it out before I get reprimanded. Okay, girls, fantastic season. We've got a certificate for each of you. Go home, keep it in a very safe place, right? Alexa Bowe. Ali Singh.
Allie, we're gonna have to get yours next. Allie,
Ava
take this-
Sorrell.
Take this one.
Oh, we're out of order. Sorry, we'll, Brooke Bucci. Sorry. Christina Catalano. Ira Cecita. She's not here. All right. Tell her what she missed. Sophia DeMuzio. Sophia. Carmina Ficino. Nicolette Lavoya. Riley Marcus. Or how much fun she missed. Mia Milano. Let's have some pizza parties on this team, right? Caitlin Matrenga. Janabi Sakpal. Better next year. Ava Sorrell. Ali Singh. Did you want certificate, Ali? All right. Wasn't on purpose. That's one of the coaches. Kelly Stitt. Kelly wasn't going to play this year. In fact, her mom said she definitely wasn't going to play. So we're glad you decided to play, Kelly. She's where? A play? It was more important than this? Sydney Tom. Oh, these are the ones that are missing. Okay. Okay, Coach Anthony Ficino. Who's next, Ronnie? No, John DeMuzio. Must have two more for the coaches, right? Michael Milano. Michael's a lot quieter in here than he is out. Coach next to him one night, I couldn't get a word in edgewise. Coach Ronnie Sorrell.
All right, team photo.
All right, Avalanche.
Team photo.
Let's
Come
get a
on, team
picture.
photo.
Come on up.
Team photo. Come on. I don't know. Go, girls. Bob, who's going to do that? Team all lined up.
Oh, they're ready to go? Oh, we should go. Put them out. Come on up front, girls. Come on up front.
Yeah.
Left and right, left and right. That's it, left and right, left and right. Come on in front, squeeze in front. Squeeze in front and back. Wait, Neil.
That's it. One more team.
All right. Last, but certainly not least, we're going to call up the Blue Panthers. The Blue Panthers went... So Flight 1 is the highest flight, as most people know, or many of you know, and they went undefeated in Flight 1, 10-0, a couple of tournaments, and not only that, but they won for their middle school team. I think it's pretty much the same team, right? Yeah. All the same team. The county tournament for middle school. So I had an opportunity to go to that game, girls. 1-0, you took it easy on them, but a championship's a championship. So this team has been together 6 years, Gary, 6 years. Gary Schweigart, head coach, done a tremendous job. I know the high school will be thrilled to be getting these girls next year. Wouldn't be a complete shock to see some of them playing varsity. Really a fantastic team. Led by head coach Gary Schweigart, assistant coaches Paul Cirillo, Rob Cobain, and John Conti. So let's see if we're in the right order here. Kristen Bloom. Victoria Cepalo. Emma Cobain. Jamie DiBolonia. Melissa DiBolonia. Elizabeth Fleming. Abigail Joya. Maya Materza.
There you are, Abigail. Here we are. Congratulations.
Francesca Mattia. I went to Francesca's christening. I'm showing my age, I know. Now she's an 8th grade superstar soccer player. Cora McLean. Cora's father when he was a freshman football player. I'm showing my age again. Colleen O'Grady. Kelly O'Grady. Jenny Pasker. Jenny. Carly Schweigart. Good job, Carly. And Olivia Cirillo. Olivia's not here. All right. We got certificates for the coaches, too. Rob Cobain. Oh, whoa. Juliana Conti. Did we miss Juliana? Or we gave somebody the wrong certificate? All right, Kristen. What happened? We have a clerical error here? Coach. Those are coaches. Melissa DiBoloni is here. We gave Melissa the wrong one. Okay, Melissa, you got one.
And we didn't call Juliana Conti.
Oh, she had yours. Okay.
All right, we got that straightened out.
All right. Technical glitch.
Just to be clear, Krista did nothing wrong. This is our fault. We want to get reprimanded later. All right, we've got Paul Cirillo. Paul's not here. John Conti. John. Head coach, one of the most dynamic coaches in Hanover soccer, Gary Schweigart. You guys up front for a picture?
Ladies, come this way.
Try to spread out a little more. Kelly, maybe come down here. Holly. They don't look that much alike, but I can't keep them straight.
Come around this side of the table. Come around this side.
Oh, God, the open public meetings? Watch. He's out there. You know. It's terrible. There was some of the moderators speaking. They're trying to walk them up. Very discouraging. Looking at their certificates. Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Great evening. Great evening.
Take care. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Very nice.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Very good.
Bye-bye. Good night, Timmy. Great job.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Give a chance to clear the room. It's cooling off. That was terrific.
That was impressive to get through that in 20 minutes.
I know.
I can't believe how good that music was. With the chorus was great.
Oh, that was perfect.
And they didn't go over time either.
No. He did exactly what they do.
I looked your name to it. I said, me and you.
To do that as an annual event.
I'm with you. Let's do it. We'll be here for a long time.
Annual event.
Great job, Bob.
Oh, thanks.
Good, really great. You're good.
That was a lot.
Hey, Merry Christmas, pal. Thank you.
One way to clean it up.
Have a chance to open it.
You got Dennis, you got Bill Byrne.
Okay, gentlemen, to continue with the meeting.
Wow. To the public.
Right? Yeah. At this point,
Do a concert
gentlemen,
next? What are we doing next?
motion to open to
So
the public.
moved. Open to the public.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is open. Anyone who would like to address the Township Committee at this time can do so from the podium, giving us your name and address for the record. Seeing none. Hearing none.
Motion to close.
Oh, Oh, you all right?
Yeah, close enough.
Tommy, they all right? Everybody good?
Yep.
Attaway. All right. Seeing none, hearing none. Thank you. Motion to close?
Motion to close.
All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Mr. Administrator.
Okay, no ordinances for introduction or adoption. We have one resolution as a consent agenda. May we have a motion
So
for approval?
moved.
So moved by Mr.
Second.
Faramaska, seconded by Mr. Gallagher. On roll call, Mr. Gallagher.
Aye.
Mr. Faramaska.
Aye.
Mr. Bruno.
Aye.
Mr. Coppola. And Mr. Francioli.
Aye.
And we move on. We have the payment of bills, $159,818.73.
Motion approved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Bills are paid. Raffle applications also as consent agenda. May we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
So approved. Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, that clears the agenda. The business administrator, township clerk.
Oh, my God.
Record speed.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Son of a gun. Quite an evening, I'll tell you. Very, very impressive. Very, very nice. Okay. Well, we opened and we closed, and now we're going to open again. So, once again, the floor is open to the public. Anyone who'd like to address the Township Committee, do so from the podium, giving us your name and address for the record. Dennis, you going to talk?
Yes, I am.
Please keep it brief, will you?
Yes, I will.
We're beat.
Good evening, gentlemen. Dennis Fasciano, 39 Forest Way. What I just want to say is, this is your last meeting. I want to commend our two committeemen that are now leaving us, Mr. Bruno, Mr. Coppola, for all their work in helping
Thank you very
maintain the
much.
quality of our town and maintaining our tax rate. And hopefully our new committeemen will do the same along with you gentlemen that are still here, Mr. Giorgio. Thank you and Merry Christmas to all of you.
Dennis,
you. Dennis.
thank you,
Very
Dennis.
nice.
Very nice. Much appreciated. Thank you, Dennis. Very, very nice. Anyone else would like to be heard at this time? The floor is still open. Hearing none. Seeing none. Motion to close?
Close.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are closed. Gentlemen, at this point, Bob.
We'll go out of order for my last meeting here, and I'll make it quick. Brevity, I think, is one of the keys to successful public speaking. First of all, just in terms of an announcement, we've been talking about the 5th and 6th grade football team. They were in a couple weeks ago, and then they did win and go to the national championship, and then, in fact, they won the national championship. So we have a parade planned on January 15th, which I confirmed, that's Martin Luther King Day, and they weren't going to be able to do it on the weekend because they all have other activities. They're in wrestling and all these other sports, so that's how they came up with that date. Hopefully, a lot of people can make it. There'll be information on the website, so please check that out. Excuse me. So, in closing, at my last meeting, I just want to say it's been both an honor and a privilege to serve the town over the past 6 years. I just can't believe how quickly it's gone. Not that it's been all fun and games, but it's been a lot more good than bad, that's for sure. I want to thank my fellow committeemen, Ron Francioli, the mayor, John Faramaska, George Coppola, and Ace Gallagher, and also Kenny Schleifer, who I served with for the first 2 years of my tenure. A tremendous group of guys. We didn't always see eye to eye on every single topic, but we had an opportunity to hash it out in the back room. And 99% of the time when we came out front, we were unified. And I think that's really important. Not that everybody has to fall in line, but everybody had an opportunity to express their opinion on a given topic. And I think having harmony on the committee has made us pretty successful over the past 6 years. Also want to thank Krista for all her assistance. Don't want to leave anybody out. I know Silvio's in the back, all his hard work on the Finance Committee, Tom Quirk over in the Recreation Department, Denise Brennan. Everybody has been so supportive. It's just a fantastic place to work, live, and play. Certainly want to thank my family, my wife, putting up with me, all the late nights, the dinners, running out the door, all that wonderful stuff. And once again, all that we've accomplished, and I'm not going to list out a whole laundry list of things, but bringing in Bayer, MetLife, and now Barclays, I think that's a pretty impressive lineup for a little town of 13,000 people to have 3 global headquarters for companies like that. And it doesn't happen by accident. They don't want to do business in towns where there isn't some continuity and a lot of good things going on. So having been able to attract them in the last 6 years, that's one of the accomplishments, not that I did it myself, obviously, but that I'm very proud of. Excuse me. Two more things. I said I'd be brief. Oftentimes we hear the complaints. Very nice of Mr. Fasciano to offer us a little compliment. I had the opportunity to go to the senior luncheon today and walked around as I always do and spoke to a bunch of the attendees and heard a lot of good things. Facebook can be the root of all evil, and it's the root of all complaining in many instances. But when you get an opportunity to get out and see people, we get a lot of thank yous, and it really means a lot. It goes a long way for the time and effort that we do put in. Lastly, I just want to wish the best of luck to our incoming committeemen, Brian Cahill, Mike Mahalko. I think they're tremendous guys. I'm sure they're going to do great work, and within 4 or 5 weeks, 4 or 5 meetings, everybody's going to be saying, Bob who? So thanks again, really appreciate it, and again, best of luck in 2018.
Very nice. Committeeman Gallagher.
I just want to say, too, a great friend of mine, former superintendent of Florida Park Schools, Dr. Ron Zitti, once told me the only thing in life that's constant is change. And I told him that I might still be a little bit immature, but I don't really like change that much. I want everything to kind of stay the way it is, but things do change. And I just want to say to Bob and George, I've been with you guys for 4 years. I've worked with you on many other things for many more years than that. God bless you. Thank you for everything you did. Thank you for all your time and your passion. And you guys aren't going too far. I see a list of things that you're both going to be doing for the next couple of years at least. So I'm not going to say goodbye to you, but I'm just going to say thank you. And I learned a lot from you guys, and I appreciate working with you and all your great accomplishments. And thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
We'll be around to haunt you a little bit, too.
And the last thing I want to say, too, is happy holidays to everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah. Anything anybody celebrates, have a great time. And be very careful out there in the streets, whether it's the weather or whether it's people driving late at night that aren't as well behaved as we are. And you know what? Enjoy your families, and God bless everybody. Thank you very much. That's
Very
it.
nice. Thank you. Deputy Mayor.
Well, tonight was a terrific illustration of great things happen in Hanover. We started off the evening with honoring a leader, a true leader in our community, in Carmen Blandino. Carmen was always there in terms of serving Hanover Township, be it as a member of the Knights of Columbus, be it a member of Our Lady of Mercy Church. He was involved in everything. So we thank him. It was great to honor him tonight. Tonight we were treated to a Christmas concert. It was fantastic. The Memorial Junior School Viking Vocal under the direction of Mr. Youth. That was a terrific chorus to get us all into the Christmas mood. We had a special appearance from Santa Claus. Doesn't get much better than that.
That's about it.
Okay, and now he's off back to the North Pole.
Christmas morning.
And we capped the evening with recognizing many members of our soccer team. Hanover soccer team has come a long way. They had tonight a group display of kids who are Morris County champions. One group to include champion flight level 1. Having gone back a long time ago with Committeeman Bruno in terms of coaching soccer kids, it's great to see them develop. It's great to see them succeed. Although this is a great night in Hanover, it's also a bittersweet moment for the Township Committee in that we have 2 great members of our committee who've completed their term of service. We have George Coppola. I served with George for 8 years on this committee. George was key to restoring the financial viability of Hanover Township. He was a very, very solid committeeman. He was our champion of public safety, always involved, always looking out, promoting safety. And George will always be known as one of the keys in terms of supporting and advancing transparency. Really trying to serve the public, being responsive to the public, and getting the information out as best as we could. So, George, I thank you for all your contributions, and I'm proud to have served with you on the committee.
Thank you.
Bob Bruno, he's been our leader. He's been our go-to guy in terms of recreation. All of these programs, these wonderful things that happen in Hanover Township in our rec department do not happen by themselves. Okay? He's been there. He's been supportive of our rec team. He's worked with Denise. He's worked with the members of the Recreation Commission, as well as Mr. Quirk, to provide our children and our adults of all ages the finest recreational programs, second to none. He's a great, strong, strategic thinker. I will miss his contributions in that respect, and great members of the committee, and I wish them both all the best in their future endeavors, and we're not going to let them stray too far, I can tell you that.
Thank you, John. No, we're not. Absolutely not. We're not going to slam slate very far. Bob, who?
Didn't take long. Didn't take 4 weeks. It took 4 minutes.
George, what do I say? We saved you for last, but you're not. But George, go ahead.
Okay, well, if Committeeman Bruno thinks that the 6 years went fast, try 23. As an elected official, 9 as the last 9 years on the Township Committee. And it has been truly my honor to serve. I really enjoyed it. There are many accomplishments, and then Mr. Bruno also brought them up, so we're not going to be redundant. But I'm proud of the many accomplishments where we, and I say we collectively as a committee, turned blighted locations in this town to nicely redeveloped sites at no cost to the taxpayers. That's no minor achievement. That's a major achievement. Unfortunately, a lot of the residents who enjoy what has taken place may not realize that all these work that goes on around town on major reconstruction didn't cost them a dime. I say that there are really 4 most significant initiatives that I'm proud of. First of all is the shoebox budgeting. That was always a lot of fun that day. But I saw this committee in 9 years, that budget has never exceeded 2%. It was given time when a couple of years where it was 0, then it was down to 0.5%, 0.3%. That, and still continue all the services. So it's not an easy achievement. We went from a tough time in 2009 to much better now, thanks to, even as Mr. Bruno said, with MetLife, Bayer Healthcare, and Barclay Bank. All that does so much to help the residents of this town. Because what people sometimes don't realize is all the extra work that they do at no cost. I'm talking about coming here, landscaping our facilities, doing Monroe Hall, fixing up Monroe Hall. So there's a lot of things that they do that really, the outside people don't really know that's not costing them a dime. I'm very happy in one area that I thought was, Mr. Gallagher and I worked on, was the Reynolds Avenue sidewalk. Who would have ever thought that strip of sidewalk would be used as much as it is today? But I find that to be a major accomplishment, not for its use, but for its safety. We didn't want kids trotting down Reynolds Avenue, and God forbid somebody gets hurt. This also has been an interesting period for me on public safety for the reconstructing of the police department. We had the chief retired, captain retired, 2 lieutenants, 4 sergeants, and a number of patrolmen. And it's been like a whole new area down at the police department. So there's a lot, I'm really pleased with. But I guess my one most major achievement that I'm happy of is this gentleman that's right there televising. We turned this in 2009 into this televising our meetings to get absolute transparency, and Bob has always done a great job. I call him Otto Preminger, but he really does a good job. But again, all I will say is all of these accomplishments cannot happen without collectively all of the committee people working together, even though we might have differences. I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to Mr. Giorgio and his entire staff. Silvio, Krista, Kathy, you can go on and on and on for people that are responsible. I thank Chief Roddy for all of his support in different areas that I look for, and again, with all the support of the members of the Township Committee. I truly hope that Brian Cahill and Mike Mahalko find their tenure on the Township Committee as rewarding and enjoyable as I have. And lastly, I can never say no thank you to you, to my wife Phyllis. She's She put up with all this for 23 years, okay? And that don't include all the other volunteer functions. So without her, and it's 56 years together, you know, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I thank you, I love you, and I thank you. And at that, I wish you, with that, I wish us all a very, very Merry Christmas. Happy, healthy, and blessed New Year. Dennis, thank you.
Stand up. Thank you, George. That's a bittersweet evening. I add to the accolades. Working with George over the years and Bob over the years has been a wonderful experience, an accomplished experience for all of us on the Township Committee. Agreed, we all talk about the differences that we have and we fight it out, but in the end, we all try to do one thing, and that is keep Hanover first, and I think we've done a pretty good job of that. And George, I thank you all these years for all of the time and effort you put into every assignment. George is devoted, so devoted, right to the end. I mean, most people at this point in time, and you heard that expression, when you're lame in politics and you know you're going out. George hasn't given up a beat. He's made every meeting. He's gone to every event. Calls me up at 7 o'clock in the morning to remind me of events, and he's right on top of it. He stays with it. His dedication is unbelievable, and it's always been appreciated. I know both Bob and George are going to be around. We're going to not lose their experience, and they're going to be put to work in the areas that they love best. And Bob will be joining us in recreation, and George will continue with Landmark Commission, some other assignments that we have. So we want to keep and retain the experience that we have. So we wish you both the best of all the holidays, and Merry Christmas to you and your families as you go forward.
Thank you very much.
In that. Be remiss if we didn't say something that wonderful that happened here in Hanover Township last Sunday, but it was close to Hanover Township. It was a place called Canton, Ohio. And in Canton, Ohio, our youngsters in football took a national championship in football that day. Absolutely outrageously outstanding for Hanover, and they're going to be recognized quite well. I'm sure we're working on some preparation for them now. Going to be a Yankees type of reception with floats and balloons and horns and all the other stuff we can put together.
Pomp and circumstance.
I think we'll keep the public advised as we go forward. Everybody's so interested. Everybody wants to be a part of it, and I think you're going to be a part of it. Bob will let us know more, and as we go forward on the dates and times of a parade that'll take place right here in Hanover, and we're excited, so very excited. On that note, I close on the same. I wish everyone a wonderful, safe, and warm, happy Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah. Warm greetings of the season with you and your families as we go into the New Year's. May we have a blessed New Year's, and thank you all very, very much for making Hanover the wonderful town that it is today. Thank you all. On that note, a motion for adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourn. Thank you, gentlemen.
They said that the kids enrolled
6 o'clock on the 4th. The 4th, yeah. 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah.